So we are here in Nuttallburg, West Virginia on a weekend trip to visit a couple of like abandoned or ghost towns in West Virginia. And there's like a cluster right next to in central West Virginia where there's Nuttallburg, Thurmond, and Kmore are the three towns. So looks like there's a town trail loop here, the Tipple. So maybe we'll do the loop. From what I read on the wiki page, Nuttallburg was a segregated coal mine. I guess that the white people and the black people, they worked in different parts of the mine, which is interesting to think about. Because I guess they mined the coal up in the mountain up there, and then the coal came down, and then eventually to the river, which is over there. It's good to know that I can drive further and park for the next adventure to Nuttallburg. I have some abandoned railroad tracks down here. Really should have brought bug spray, but I didn't even think about it, honestly. That's what you get for not thinking about these kind of things. I'm wondering if you can go up in the structure here. The abandoned railway here. What I read on the wiki page said that they mined it up in the mountains and they brought it down to the river, which you can probably hear the river, but I guess they brought it down to the river because that's where the train was. The railroad track in front of you is the C&O Railway's main line. Without the railroad, there would have been no Nuttallburg. By carrying coal to the market, the railroad made coal mining, blah, blah, blah. Now it looks like you can actually kind of go up a little bit. There is another placard up here. I have to say, this is actually a lot neater than I thought it would be. It's very touristy, but it's still pretty neat. Walking on railroad tracks. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Nuttallburg. You are here. So I have a feeling that going to the mine entrance might be a very steep trail. Yeah, no, your boy's not in for that. No, but I mean, we could go to the white church and the white school and the small home. So the railway down here is actually active still, and there's actually signs that tell you keep off, keep off. So this is, like the sign said, the C&O Railway's main railway. Now, the C&O Railway, I think, is the Chesapeake, Ohio Railway, so fact check me on that. This is pretty neat. You can see that the structure goes way up in the mountains. Henry Ford was actually an investor and oversaw and kind of had something to do with this and was part of also having it closed down. I guess it just wasn't making him enough money at the time. That's what happens when you don't make enough money, I guess. There is a surviving structure over here. Now, Cook's oven. So is this where they, what would they do here? Would they smelt the coal? Can coal be smelted? This long, low masonry structure is a bank of cook ovens. It is the only structure that survives from Nuttallburg's earliest days. And here it is. This long, low masonry structure is a bank of coke ovens. I thought it said cook ovens, but it's coke ovens. So was it making Coca-Cola? No, you know, it's because it says Coke, coal, but you switch the L and the A and you actually have Coca-Cola. Yep. Making Coke. Oh, what are they making exactly? Used extensively iron furnaces, Coke was highly marketable and added value. Okay, so they were making this. It's raw coal. Coke is made by baking coal under regulated flow of air. Raw coal is loaded. Okay. Because honestly, I know Coke to be something else that is also cooked. But, yeah, I don't think they had maybe discovered that back then. Not yet. So it's like maybe where you fed the fire right there. It's like an oven. And so there's multiple of them. And there's a piece of iron here. How old is this piece of iron? Oh boy, that's heavy. That could have been there for centuries. And for centuries there, it will remain. There's so many bugs. There's just bug central down here. Remnants of old railroad tracks there. So I guess these tracks continued on, and I guess maybe they connected with the line. Or maybe I don't know. Like the line that's below is a new line. These were the original lines. It did say this was the C&O main line. Again, I'm like 99% sure C&O means Chesapeake, Ohio Railroad, because there was the C&O Canal, and the canal went from the Chesapeake Bay. That sounds wrong. That's wrong. From the Chesapeake Bay to the Ohio River, maybe? I would look that up, but I have no cell signal now, so we may never know. This looks like something. Okay. It's just dark. Probably bones. Animal carcasses? No, it's just stone. It's just stone. That's all it is. It's just stone. Would be a good place to come if you had to hide out somewhere. This is where they put the bad coal, the coal that broke the law. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. What's in here? Nothing. This whole place has a feel of like how horror movies begin. Like really, you get separated, car breaks down. I'm gonna go for help because there's no cell signal. Next thing you know, 5 people are dead. It's usually how these things end up. Maybe that's why they closed the mine. Nuttallburg. Death mine. Nuttallburg. Right now it is September 27th, 8th, somewhere. It's late September. And it's like finally starting to cool off and starting to feel a little bit like fall. I can't imagine working here with these bugs in the middle of the summer. Talk about, fate worse than death. So there's just coal all over the place. Like this is, I think it's legit coal, I'm being told. All right, what do we got in here? Nice. So I was just talking about how this is how horror movies begin. And look, trail of seldom seen. Sounds frightening, doesn't it? Sounds like if you take this trail, you might not be seen again. So that's where we're headed. The sound of the rushing water is pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. Trail of the seldom seen is pretty, but it is not without perils. Like falling acorns. Do you want a falling acorn to drop on your head? That could hurt. These rocks are huge. Like, and there's like a rock up there that's just like, if it fell, yeah. These are just neat. Big old boys. Big old boy. A lot of time I feel if I don't touch something, it's like it's not real. It's like I haven't actually been there. It's like somehow touching it. Like it's why, like, if you watch any of my videos and I go to water places, I have to touch the water because then I feel like, okay, I've touched the water. I have been there. Somehow the actual sensation of touch makes it real. Is that just me? Perhaps this is some ancient pagan ritual. The ritual of the broken glass. These woods are kind of awesome. This is like the foundation of a building or something? Or is this some ancient temple where now it's only used for human sacrifice? Probably. So there's not a lot of fanfare. There's not a sign, but I wonder if this is indeed the village of the seldom seen. Because like, look at this. Are these the little structures? And actually the path does kind of end here, maybe? Let me see. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm scared I'm gonna be going on a path That's not like a sanctioned path of Nuttallburg, of the Nuttallburg district. I think this is it. The path kind of ends. I'm pretty sure this is the Seldom scene, the village of the Seldom scene. That really does sound like some Game of Thrones type of thing, doesn't it? The village of the Seldom scene. Like a people that are rarely seen. So the foundation here that I went into, all right, well, back in Nuttallburg, having just recently arrived from the Seldom scene community, this foundation was the company store, which I didn't know, but apparently a lot of the mining companies would pay their workers its scrip, company currency tokens or credit, which could be spent only at the company store. So you would get paid in this New River Smokeless Coal Company, 10. And then you went to the company store, which had everything you needed, and that's where you shopped. I mean, don't let Walmart find out about that. I feel like that's something Walmart would love to do. Imagine paying Walmart workers in Walmart bucks, Walmart dollars, that are only good at Walmart, which is like a company store, because you can get pretty much anything you need at Walmart. I could see why people would consider this a ghost town. Like, I wouldn't want to be here on a dark evening. I get it. Like this, it feels old. There's lots of old around here. Not old stuff, just old. Like, this was probably a bustling town where people lived and people got drunk and had sex and maybe even had babies. Like, were there babies born in Nuttallburg? I think there was a hospital. So probably Nuttallburg, where anything is possible. There's a school and a church, I think. I got the impression that there's still remnants of a school and a church. So we're gonna try and find that. That is a steep slope there. Sheesh. Holy cow. Yeah, and think, the people who built that, they got paid in company money. That's right, company money at the company store. A large structure that climbs in the slope in front of you. There was a conveyor that carried coal from the mine entrance high up the gorge wall to the tipple behind you. It was innovative and expensive. Yeah, I believe it. So look at this. This is neat. Look. This is the structure here and the houses that were there. There's probably remnants of houses up there, but gone. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is the tipple, which is this thing here. And this was Nuttallburg. The company store down here. That is awesome. That's actually really cool. When was this picture taken? Does it say? Okay, the best image of Nuttallburg is from a panoramic photo taken across the New River in 1926. So 100 years ago, this was Nuttallburg. Today, this is Nuttallburg. So the tipple, this is loaded up cars with coal. And of course, the man himself, John Nuttall. You're standing at the heart of the once thriving town, Nuttallburg. Residents spread outward both directions along the hillside. And now, there's like no sign of the town. Except for the tipple, of course. Sol de la Puntita. Remember that? Probably not. Nobody watched my Argentina videos. If you want to know about Sol de la Puntita, go watch my last Argentina video. So this was probably the foundation of a mine worker's home, is what this is saying. The mine company actually built the houses, which then they turned around and leased to the workers, usually deducting rent from the pay. Holy hell, what a racket. So not all employees lived in company houses here at the gorge bottom. Whoa, oh, some workers, by saving for years, owned their homes at the top of the gorge, up there. Now, I'm not gonna bug you, little caterpillar guy. Imagine Walmart paying their workers and company money, building apartments, and then telling the workers they have to live in those apartments. Wow. All right, we have a tough option here. The white church or the white school. We're going to check out the school and we'll save the church for another day. Let's check out the school. The white school. Is it like the white kids' school? Is that what it is? Why was it called the white school? Is there a black school? I'm not sure about these things. So yeah, I think I nailed it. If you were a child in Nuttallburg and your skin was white, you attended school here. A separate school for African American students stood about a half mile to the east. So this would have been the foundation for the school here. Ow. Now it's gone. I think that's about it for Nuttallburg. Nuttallburg. Yes, for Nuttallburg. That is it for Nuttallburg. We saw the school, we saw the tipple, we saw the company store, and of course, who could forget the village of the Seldom scene, straight out of a George R. Martin Game of Thrones book, I swear. But yeah, next stop, either Thurmond or Kmore. So that's where we're headed next. See you in a little bit. Welcome to Thurmond, West Virginia. An abandoned rail stop, pretty much. Apparently these tracks here are still active. Amtrak comes through twice a week. And at the height, Thurmond saw 15 trains a day passing through here. This is the United States Post Office. I don't know if this is still an active post office. I suspect it's not. It doesn't look like one. The door is locked. I hear a train. So the tidbit about the 2 Amtraks twice a week coming through, I stole from a tour guide I heard. Oh no, that sounded like a train. It was just a truck. Oh, it's the ATVs. So there's ATV tours that you can buy and take ATVs up the mountain here in downtown Thurmond. Historic downtown Thurmond. And I don't know if this is a little inn or what that's down here on the right-hand side, but it looks like it could be like a little inn. 1995, the Thurmond Post Office is closed. Okay, 1995, Thurmond Depot restored by National Park Service and open to public. Thurmond, is this like the history of Thurmond? CSX removes the water tanks in 1998. And then nothing until 2013, Boy Scout Service Project assists with resurfacing sidewalk. Mayor Dorothy Wells. Is there a mayor? Mayor Erskine Pilch. Mayor Homer Nicely, Mayor William Harnstein. Are there elections in Thurmond where they actually elect a mayor? No way. No way. That would be way too cool. An abandoned house up there. There's a big mountain just goes up. And if you have ATVs, you can go up, I suppose. So this big building right here. And I always wonder things about this. Like, you see here, it's locked. Who has the key? Who has the key to this? Maybe the mayor of Thurmond has the key because he has the key to the city. Obviously. Obviously. No trespassing. Yep. We're not going. Here's West Virginia. Yeah, you go trespassing on West Virginia property, you're going to get a talking to. Oh, security cameras up there. The floor is caving in. Wow. So here's a little timeline of Thurmond. 1873, Captain Thurmond acquired 73 acres along the river. First loads of coal shipped from the C&O main line at Thurmond. Hotel Thurmond was built in 1891. Hotel Thurmond might be that down there. We'll check that out on the way back. Thurmond was incorporated in 1903. There was a major bridge, or a major flood that washed away a bridge. Oof, The National Bank of Thurmond failed in 1931. So 1984, railroad offices in Thurmond Depot closed, the engine house burned, and the National Park Service reopened the depot as a visitor center. Interesting. Is that what this is? The Thurmond Railroad town. Just these old towns. These old towns that just disappeared. They just stopped. People moved away. The National Bank of Thurmond. To think, people had money in here. People put their money into this bank. You had a booming economy at one time where you earned 3% interest on savings. That's what it says right there. And now, it's closed. I wonder if there's still any money in that bank. I feel like if you went in, maybe there's cash just laying on the ground. Probably not. So this is the bank we just saw. Oh, this I think was a hotel. Whew. Radio, a daily newspaper, and a telephone exchange kept people connected to the news of the day of a growing nation. Thurmond's Hotel, also known as the Lafayette, was a cutting-edge lodging in its day, boasting over 400 electric lights, steam heat, a dining room, and a ballroom. Did it do anything about these goddamn bugs? Holy crap! This is why I do winter traveling, because this is miserable. And bugs love me. Oh, they love me. Like, they love me. Look like some houses down here where people actually might live. Oh. Ah, the bugs. There we go with probably where bathrooms. And then, of course, the famous Thurmond Town Hall. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a large outhouse, size-wise. I don't know what this was.
Where they filled up the coal.
Ah.
Steam rail.
Okay, what is this place up here? This is... Ooh. Warning, 24-hour security. Thurmond Historic Guest House. Find us on Airbnb. Oh, I should have booked this for an Airbnb. Oh, okay. Interesting. The Sid Childers Margie Richmond House. Okay. I don't know who they were. I don't know who Sid Childers is or Margie Richmond. But they had a house here in Thurmond. Oh, there's screens in there. I was hoping I could maybe stick the camera into the slits. This reminds me of Culpeper, Virginia, when I was little, and we would go see my great-grandmother and my great-grandmother's brother. And it was a lot of this. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a lot of this. It smells like it did back then, and it just reminds me of that. Ugh. But I don't remember hating the bugs so much. Don't remember that. Literally, I had an Uncle Barnard who was my great-grandmother's brother, and he lived in a house that I feel was like this. Granted, this was like 40 years ago, but I feel that's the house I went to, that I remember from when I was just a little tot. All right. So there's a satellite here, which is interesting, because what's the satellite for? Who is the satellite for? What is the satellite doing? Is that internet, television, cell phone? Maybe it's everything. I don't know what that is. Maybe that satellite is for this house, which says it's on Airbnb. I'm going to have to check them out. Thurmond, West Virginia. Pretty sure I did look it up, and there was nothing here. It is beautiful, though. I just wish the bugs were all dead.